What is up, my veggies? My name is VeggieTales Raymond, and welcome back to another movie review. And today we're going to be reviewing Spider-Man Homecoming. Now, I actually saw this the day it came out, but I'm just behind on reviewing it. I don't know why I haven't got around to reviewing it yet. I was going to review it the day I hung out with Jada, but I didn't for some odd reason because I guess I wanted to get other videos done. But I'm going to get to this movie now, and I'm going to review it right now. And let's just go ahead and review this movie because there's a lot to unpack with Spider-Man Homecoming. Now, there's so much I want to talk about that is spoilers, but I cannot because of, well, spoilers. And some people might not have seen the movie yet still, but I really would love to speak about this movie and talk spoilers. But I'm not going to. I'm just going to talk about the good stuff, the bad stuff, the nerdy. Okay, I got my reference to Andre, so. But I really do want to talk about this movie because, one, I love Spider-Man. I loved Spider-Man Homecoming. I have it on Blu-ray. I also have Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse on Blu-ray, so it's just, of course, I would love this one. It was a really good follow-up to not just Homecoming, not just the Homecoming, but to Endgame. If you haven't seen Endgame, you don't need to go see this movie because there are spoilers to. Sorry about that. There are spoilers to Endgame in this movie, obviously, because it takes place after Endgame. There's a lot that I liked about this movie. Like, there's some great comedy in this movie. Yeah, like, the first one had good comedy in it, and I really did. I really love this movie. It's really good. But it's this one had much better comedy. We also get to see a lot more of some of the characters. Like, we get to see, we did get to see a good bit of Ned in the first one. I feel like we got to get a little more of Ned in this one. Also, MJ, we got to see a lot more of MJ in this, and I really liked that. And the fun part is that Peter Parker, you can tell he's grown as a character with the 3 movies he's been in, with Spider-Man Far From Home, 4 movies actually, from all the way from his first appearance back in Captain America Civil War to now. He's like, it's crazy how he just is there, and it's like how he just like his presentation is just, and how he's matured since then. And every movie we've had him in, from Civil War to Homecoming to Infinity War to Endgame, this is probably one of his best performances in my opinion because, one, I think I probably even enjoyed this movie more than Endgame, and I really enjoyed Endgame, but I think I probably enjoyed this much more than Endgame. Yeah, sure, Endgame was really good, and I think I really enjoyed Endgame, but this movie had something special going for it. It was just the fact that this was another Spider-Man standalone movie. It's probably because I really enjoy Spider-Man. He's my favorite Marvel hero. For Pete's sake, like I said earlier, I own 2 Spider-Man movies on Blu-ray. Need to get the other ones as well. Everything that is out there in this movie is like so interesting, and the villain is good. There's a plot twist that's revealed that I really like. I don't know if that's how it is in the comics or not, but I really, really liked it. It was like really, really interesting. At first, I was like, okay, this is weird. I'm not sure how I feel about this. But then we get to that plot line, I'm like, oh, that's really interesting. And by the way, the first set of credits, like the all flashy animated credits, stay through those. There's just a really, really important post-credit scene after that. And then you better wait after the credits, too, because there's another really important after-credit scene there. So I'd very much recommend staying after this movie because usually I always say this, but for something with this movie, you need to stay after these dang credits. Some Marvel movies you can just avoid the after credit scene because it's like Far From Home. The after credit scene in this is a joke. Literally, it's just a joke. Um, but um, but these death credits in this movie are really important, and they really set up some stuff for the future of the MCU, which is really cool. And I know recently I think some Phase 4 stuff was announced and confirmed, so that's really cool. But a lot of this movie really works. The action scenes is a Spider-Man movie, but there's a lot more interesting stuff. So this is stuff I really like in a Spider-Man movie with the action and the stuff that like how Peter Parker is becoming like the new Iron Man. I love that. Get it happy in this is hilarious. Seeing Aunt May in this again, I'm just gonna say I don't think I said this in my homecoming review, but Aunt May is hot. Trying to be all respectful, but I'm sorry, Aunt May is hot. I can't say that about the other versions of Spider-Man movies. But in this, Aunt May is hot. And I do like that Aunt May has a little bit more, not really more presence, but like got more to do in this movie. I like that. Same with Happy. I'm glad Happy has a lot more to do in this movie than he did in the first one, because it's just interesting, and they're a lot more closer in this movie, Peter and Happy, and I like it. And there's also this running joke in the movie between Happy and Aunt May, and it's kind of funny. I really like it. Nick Fury in this movie, you gotta love Samuel L. Jackson. It's great to have Nick Fury back after all this time. And there's a whole bunch I want to say, but I can't because it's a spoiler. I might do a video, one of my exploring movie things that I did before. Have I done one of those videos before? I don't know. This movie really works. Like, it's so much fun. There's so much to unpack with this movie. It's so much fun. It has so much energy. And we got Spider-Man doing his one-liners. And there's just so much you understand Peter's struggle through this movie. And there's a lot more bigger threats on the horizon in this movie. You find out some other stuff about that later on that changes your perspective on it, but it's still really cool. Like, you're literally stopping one guy, but yeah, that's important and it's a big deal. But in this one, there's a bigger threat, and I like that the threat got bigger. And yes, it's a whole typical scenario, but then there's the villain here. Is really interesting, and I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Just some of the characters that were added to the cast, freaking Mysterio was great. He played the character really great. I cannot wait to own this on Blu-ray so I can watch this again. But I won't go see it in theaters. I think it's still playing, but I won't go see it again. Just because I have other movies I gotta go see. But this movie was a lot of fun. There was so much to unpack with this movie, and I was just like, wow, I'm glad they did that. And there was just so much to enjoy. They even give Ned a girlfriend in this, and I loved that. That was hilarious. I loved it. And there's so much stuff that I like in this, and a lot of people don't like the high-tech side to Spider-Man that the MCU's been giving him, which really doesn't bother me that much. I really enjoy this Spider-Man much more than the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. And it's just a lot of fun what they do with with the characters in this movie, and the action and the CGI. It all looks good. It's just done. It's done to a really great extent to where other Spider-Man movies have. You kind of get all that typical stuff, but this one, there's something about this interesting thing. And these new Spider-Man suits that are out there are really cool. The new black Spider-Man suit is really neat and interesting, which I couldn't help but think of the Spider Noir suit. This guy, couldn't help but think about that guy while I was watching this movie, and that scene was up. I couldn't help but think about that. I don't think that was what it was supposed to be, and I don't like that something that was said in the trailer was actually retconned in the movie. That's kind of funny. That's something that's in the trailer actually gets retconned in the movie, but it's supposed to be part of the big reveal, which is really cool, and I think that's really interesting, and just a lot of the stuff that has happened in this movie, and some of the characters can be really gullible in this movie, but it actually works with the main story, so I'm not bothered by it, and I do like how MJ is not any different than she was in Homecoming. She's still that character that she was in the other one. I don't know how to describe it, but like you can tell she tries a little bit more, because there's one moment where she's like says one of her smart remarks, and then was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm just used to it," or something. It was something like that, and I'm like, "Ha, I'm glad they did that," because this is just I've got to give this movie a solid 4.5. Because this movie is so good, and there's just so much to unpack with this movie, and there's just so much you want to see from this movie. It's just so much fun and so just entertaining that you want to see more out of this movie. Yes, we're going to get more Spider-Man down the line, but this is really, really neat. And there was a big rumor that this will be the last Spider-Man movie in the MCU. I really doubt that, because the way this movie ends. So I really can't wait to see what they do with Spider-Man in the future, because Spider-Man Homecoming and Spider-Man Far From Home were both really great movies, and I cannot wait to see what they do with the franchise down the line, along with the rest of the MCU. But like, since this was like the end of Phase 3, because I thought we were in Phase 4 already, I thought the next phase was Phase 5, but Phase 3 was longer than I thought. So that's something. But another thing was that I'm not, or some of the movies that are planned for the next phase, I'm not really ecstatic about, except for a couple. But like, hey, who knows? Maybe we're gonna get some interesting stuff with that. That's all for another video. But guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please tap the like button down below. Subscribe, leave me a comment, and link to all my social medias will link down in the description below. And do not forget to hit the notification button to be notified when I upload these sweet, sweet videos. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Haven't said all that in a while. Bye.